Shout out to Los Angeles. We're going to just touch on this really quickly. Shout out to Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. So we're going to touch on a couple stories over here in Los Angeles, but I thought that y'all would find this interesting that Karen Bass, who is also one of the people that advocated for the migrant crisis, Sanctuary City, was signing the paperwork. She was right along with Brandon Johnson, Mike Johnston, Eric Adams, Atlanta Mayor, I forgot what the Atlanta Mayor's name is, and Karen Bass. They was all over there doing the same thing, and they all signed the paperwork when it came to the migrant crisis and looking for funding and advocating for becoming a sanctuary city and all of this stuff. We know that Los Angeles is one of the most POS cities in the United States of America. If anybody has ever visited Los Angeles or the surrounding areas, it could not be more pronounced of the haves and the have-nots. Unrealistic housing costs. You can't go to a grocery store without paying $5 for an orange. Tent cities, homelessness. Any beach that you walk along or any pier that you go to, it's going to smell like piss. And it's going to be a bunch of people that think that they can still make it in Hollywood, and they can't. And they're going to go broke. And so Karen Bass is, Andre Dickens. Shout out to your car, Andre Dickens. Karen Bass is the mayor of Los Angeles. And I'm not sure the last time that I've ever heard of anybody breaking into a mayor's house. But only in LA. Check it out.
Some disturbing breaking news to tell you about. It tops the Fox 11 weekend news this Sunday. An intruder broke into the official residence of LA Mayor Karen Bass today. That suspect is now in custody. Good evening to you. I'm Susan Hirosuna. Chelsea Edwards is at the Getty House in Windsor Square with the latest developments. And Chelsea, I would bet since we got this tip, you were the first one on the scene, yes?
Yes, indeed. You know, it was an active scene then. It's still an active scene now. We've seen lots of LAPD officers coming in and out, private security as well here at Getty House, as you can see behind us. Now, I have confirmed that the mayor is okay, but you can imagine just terrifying.
How much y'all think that house costs? How much y'all think that house is worth? I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to deep dive into it. But gated, got the nice trees around it and the greenery and private security. How much y'all think that house is worth? And what has Los Angeles become so horrible that people are breaking into the mayor's home while she's there? How much does the mayor of Los Angeles make? Let me look this up. Let me see something. Karen Bass. $248,000. Wow. So I'm guessing that that's the residence that, like a mayoral residence that the city actually provides for the mayor of Los Angeles, I'm assuming. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Did y'all know that Tiffany Henyard actually makes more money than Karen Bass in Los Angeles? Tiffany Henyard in Dayton, Illinois, actually makes more money from her two positions over as the supervisor of Thornton and the mayor of Dalton. She makes more money than the $250,000 that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass makes. But they both need private security, that's for sure.
Terrifying moments for her this morning. That intruder got into her home here in the Hancock Park area. Her reps say she is okay, but I just spoke with a lieutenant who said the suspect appears to have hurt himself while breaking in through a glass door. Take a look at this video. We have Sky Fox overhead. Now the LAPD.
Oh, heck no. Y'all are way off. If y'all saying this is only $1 million or $2 million, y'all crazy. Apparently, y'all not familiar with the prices over there in Los Angeles and California. Ain't no way in the world you're going to sit here and tell me that that's a $2 million or even a $3 million house. Way off. Listen, $1 million home in California is a shack. Ain't no way in the world you're going to sit here and tell me that that's anything less than $4 to $5 million. Minimum $4 to $5 million with crazy property taxes. Look at that. Ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me that's anything less than that over there.
They were called to Getty House here on South Irving Boulevard just before 7 o'clock this morning. Skyfox overhead again this afternoon as the mayor got out of a black SUV carrying a couple of bags. You can see she was flanked by several members of her team. She walks through the driveway's gates, then across the courtyard area of the property. It looks like someone comforts her briefly before she walks inside the home. Now take a look at this video from here on the ground. Now police have been relatively tight-lipped about this investigation this afternoon. They do say the suspect suffered minor injuries and has been arrested. One of the mayor's representatives came out to tell us that she is okay. He gave us the following statement. Look here. He said, quote, "This morning at about 6:40 a.m., an intruder broke into Getty House through a window. Mayor Bass and her family were not injured and are safe. The mayor is grateful to LAPD for responding and arresting the suspect." Here's my recent conversation with that LAPD lieutenant. Listen here. The suspect was hurt in some way, right?
It appears that as he was making entry into the house, he may have cut himself.
So it doesn't appear that there was an altercation between him and anybody inside the home?
Does not appear that way, no.
Okay. Is it targeted, random? What do we know about that?
That's still ongoing. We don't know yet, but that is something we're going to look into.
And Mayor Bass home at the time?
Mayor Bass was in residence. She is fine. She's in good. She was not injured.
What about her security detail? Where were they?
I'm not sure where they were at. I don't have that information right now, but that'll probably be forthcoming in the coming days. Now, you may remember Bass's home in Baldwin Vista was broken into back in September of 2022. She was still a congresswoman at that time. She was campaigning for her current role as mayor. In that case, two suspects made off with two .38 caliber revolvers, but they left behind cash and electronics. Those two suspects were both sentenced to at least 2 years each in prison. That happened just last summer. But
isn't it funny how because this isn't the first time, obviously, as they just indicated, that a residence from the Mayor Bass specifically, which she wasn't mayor at the time, in which they broke into her residence. Los Angeles and California is so soft on crime. I mean, they are soft on. They were soft on crime before New York and before Chicago got softer on crime. Shout out to the Safety Act over there in Chicago. When they do it, when they break into her crib, minimum 2 years just for opening the door. But they can squat on your property. When they break into their house, you getting a book thrown at you. I don't care if you didn't take nothing. You could have only took no cash and none of that. But when it comes to they crib, oh no, we got to make an example out of you, big dog. We got to make look. I know y'all said that home may only been worth this amount of millions or whatever, so on and so forth. But let me tell you how people are really living over in California, all right? This is how they living in California. Y'all not going to believe this.
Now at 10:30, living on the edge, a man builds a makeshift home in between the 110 freeway and the Arroyo Seco in Highland Park. That home has electricity, a garden, even a front door, all put together using items that other people have discarded.
So what do neighbors think about the home located not far from their own homes? KTLA's John Finolio joins us live from Highland Park with a closer look. John?
Cher and Sandra, good evening to you. The encampments along the Arroyo Seco, which runs right next to the 110 freeway, have swelled in recent years. And as you're about to see, some people have gotten very creative when it comes to building a suitable shelter. Riverfront property may be hard to come by in Los Angeles, but for some people living on the margins, this is where they call home.
That is a home on the freeway. It has electricity, outlets, everything. It has a door, has a roof. Look, Los Angeles has gotten so bad. And the police, legislators, everybody know about it. Look, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people pass by this every single month. They see this on a regular basis. We've all known about tent cities. Over there in Oakland, and I got a video that's coming up later in the week. Over there in Oakland, Home Depot had to basically wall off their parking lot and their store because it had gotten so bad over there, right? This is on the freeway. This is not hidden. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Los Angeles. For some of you that haven't been to Los Angeles, it's not uncommon to see tents along the freeway or along the overpass or anything like that. or even on the entrances going into the freeway. I regularly had seen that when I was jumping on the freeway from a lot of the entrances, and I was just amazed. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody doing nothing about this. They could just build an encampment on a freeway on an on-ramp. How are they able to do this? Now, because we can't put that genie back in the bottle, they've decided that they want to make entire homes on the freeway. On the freeway. They got a door, tent, electricity, everything. It's crazy.
There are many makeshift structures built with scrap material and trash along the Arroyo Seco next to the 110 freeway near Highland Park. They are among the more than 46,000 people experiencing homelessness in LA. Some of the structures, like this one, stand out. It has a stone wall, walkway.
Look at this, y'all. I can't even get, look, I had an inspection the other day on the house that I'm building, right? And everything was up to code. Thank God. And this is actually a good thing, but it's just funny. Everything was up to code or whatever because the plumber and all of that other stuff. And the inspector came in and says, I don't want to approve it just yet from finishing from the plumbing. And we said, why not? They said, because we want to, I forgot what it was. It was like an even stronger drain that was not even like, you know, the one that we got in there or whatever that was in the washroom, because it's like the same floor, everything on the top floor. It's a washroom and all of that stuff up there. It's like, oh no, this fit the code, but we want to future-proof the property. We had to call the plumber in and have him come back and future-proof the property in order for us to even continue on with the build process and get approved during the permitting or the inspection from the actual inspector over there at the office where we building that property at. This dude got stones, he got a fence, he got electricity, he got windows, he got doors on the freeway. On the freeway. I couldn't even my driveway permit was like $9,000 for a permit. I got a driveway permit for $9,000. They are basically taking everything that they want and doing. Los Angeles is lawless. California is lawless. Somebody asked me a question in the beginning of this and they said, Anton, what do you think is going to happen in the future? And I said, oh, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. There you go.
Front door, powered lights, even a hammock for relaxing. It appears well kept. The people living here did not want to speak on camera. They don't bother me, this resident tells us, echoing neighbors who say most of the people living along the Arroyo Seco are quiet and keep to themselves.
Some of these structures are pretty illustrious.
They are, and just admiring the work that they're doing out here, and I get, violently attacked by these guys.
But clearly not everyone agrees that this waterfront living is okay.
What do you want the city to do?
Clean this mess up. This does not belong here. This is public property, but that's not what it's supposed to be used for. Yeah. This is dangerous. As you can see down there, someone's cooking with an open fire out there. They're stealing electricity. I mean, come on.
You feel bad for those folks?
Yes and no, because, it sucks to say I know some of these people are here, for some reasons that they put themselves here. So, I do wish better for those people, but I cannot be sorry for those mistakes that they made.
Others say just getting by in the City of Angels is becoming too difficult.
It's messed up. I mean, they should lower rent. They should start lowering all kinds of stuff, especially here in LA.
All right, we did reach out to LA City Council member Eunice Hernandez for reaction to these folks living here along the Arroyo Seco, but we have not heard back. We're live in Highland Park. I'm John Fenolio, sending it back to you in Hollywood.
Let me give y'all one more look before we move over into the next part of the show. Just a quick view. Quick view. Waterfront views. They cooking, they barbecue outside, they got electricity that they stealing. They basically operating at zero cost. Zero cost.